TM joint is a bilateral paired joint, which is a bilateral diarthrosis joint. It means both joints should work together, otherwise there will be deviation of the movements. It is a synovial joint which also having hinge and sliding movement. It means it is a type of gingivalimo arthrodial joints. So this joint having both type of movement, hinge type of movement and sliding movement. The main component of this joint is mandibular fossa in the temporal bone and condyle of the mandible. So these two main structures form this temporomandibular joint, and this joint is last joint out of all joints which is developed last. So this joint start developing at 7th week of gestation, which is last to start developing. This TM joint having two compartment. Upper compartment which is concavo-convex. It is between the articular surface of the mandibular fossa and articular disc. Second compartment between the articular disc inferior surface and articular surface of the condyle. So this two compartment, upper compartment is concavo-convex and lower compartment is convex inferiorly. Upper compartment also called meniscotemporal compartment because it is between menisci, means articular disc and mandibular fossa, and lower compartment is called meniscomandibular. It is between the condyle and articular disc. This TM joint mainly formed by the articular surface which is between mandibular fossa and condyle. It also some part of anterior part of is formed by the non-articular surface. So this non-articular surface is mainly formed by the tympanic plate behind the scomotympanic fissure anterior to the articular part. So this part mainly non-articular part formed by the tympanic plate. If you see both joints below from the pelvis side, then there will be one arch formed between the two TM joint. This arch is passing through the anterior to the foramen magnum. The articular cartilages which cover this TM joint surfaces like mandibular fossa and condyle. This articular cartilage is lines which cover the surface of condyle and mandibular fossa, mainly made up of fibrocartilage, and it is having mainly collagen type 2 bundles and proteoglycans. The articular disc, or you can say menisci of TM joint, is firmly attached to the capsule at the periphery and anteriorly bends with the insertion of lateral pterygoid muscle. And posteriorly, it divided into two lamina. Upper lamina, which is attached to the squamotympanic suture, and posterior lower part of this lamina is attached to the neck of the mandible. And this menisci or articular disc is made up of collagen type 1 bundle and it is biconcave shaped. This TM joint, because of this made up of fibroelastic cartilage, it is not having hyaline cartilage. So this is a different type of synovial joint which is having different type of fibroelastic cartilage structure. This articular disc having 5 part: anterior extension anterior to the anterior band, intermediate joint between the anterior thick band and posterior thick band, and bilaminar zone which is posterior to the posterior thick band. So there are 5 area of this disc. So main contact area of the condyle is intermediate area or intermediate zone between the condyle and the mandibular fossa. So 5 part: anterior extension, second is anterior thick band, intermediate zone, fourth is posterior thick band, and bilaminar zone is or bilaminar extension of this anterior disc. This disc help in the distribution of the weight. It helps as cushion and shock absorber. It provides movement of the joint, and it is also proprioceptive in function. Now, ligament of TM joint. First is fibrous capsule, or you can say capsular ligament. It is extend from anterior tubercle to the circumference of mandibular fossa in front to the scamotympanic fissure behind. Below, it's connected to the neck of the mandible, and anteriorly it bends with the tendon of lateral pterygoid muscle. This capsular ligament retains the synovial fluid inside the TM joint. This capsular ligament is loose in upper compartment and tight in the lower compartment. And the synovial membrane line the inner aspect of this fibrous capsule. The second ligament of TM joint is lateral temporomandibular ligament. It extends downwards and backwards. It attaches above the articular tubercle below to the posterolateral aspect of the neck of the mandible. You can see in this picture. This ligament prevents the posterior dislocation of the joint. So this strong ligament prevents the posterior dislocation of TM joint, and this is also main ligament of the TM joint. Third ligament of TM joint are collateral ligaments. These two ligaments you can see in this picture in coronal section, medial discal ligament and lateral discus ligament. These two ligaments are very small, which is connected from the articular disc to the condyle, both medially and laterally. And this ligament innervated by fifth nerve, and they also sense the pain sensation during strain. So these two ligament, medial and lateral discal ligament, are also part of this intrinsic ligament of this TM joint, and these combined call as collateral ligament of TM joint. So intrinsic ligament of this TM joint are capsular ligament, collateral ligaments, and lateral temporomandibular ligament are the intrinsic ligament of TM joint. The fourth ligament is spinomandibular ligament. It is an accessory ligament. It extends from spine of spina to lingula of the mandibular foramen medially. It is a remnant of the dorsal part of the Michel's cartilage of first branchial arch. At lower end, it pierced by the mylohyoid nerve and vessels. So this is an accessory ligament, and it is one type of extrinsic ligament of the TM joint. The fifth ligament of TM joint is stylomandibular ligament. It is an accessory ligament. It is derivative of thickened part of the deep cervical fascia, and it attaches from the lateral surface of styloid process to the angle of mandible at the posterior border of the ramus, and it separates from the parotid gland to the mandibular gland. So this ligament separates parotid to the mandibular gland. The sixth ligament of the TM joint is pterygomandibular ligament, or you can say pterygomandibular raphe. It is arises from pterygoid humulus of the median pterygoid plate, extend into the inner aspect of mandible just behind the third molar. You can see in this picture it's coming from the pterygoid humulus superiorly, and down it's going into the mandible just behind the third molar. This, you can see this elevated part is pterygomandibular raphe. This is also extrinsic ligament part of the TM joint. Now movement of TM joint. Elevation is by the temporalis muscle, masseter muscle, and medial pterygoid muscle. Depression mainly by the gravity, geniohyoid, antibelly of digastric, and mylohyoid muscle. Protrusion mainly lateral pterygoid muscle with assisted by medial pterygoid. So protrusion mainly by medial and lateral pterygoid muscle. Retraction posterior fiber of temporalis, deep part of the masseter muscle, geniohyoid and digastric muscle are retraction muscle of the TM joint. Side to side movement by the mainly by the lateral pterygoid muscle and some part assisted by the median pterygoid muscle. The muscle of TM joint, first muscle is temporalis muscle. This muscle is broad muscle that occupies most of the temporal fossa. Its origin point span the entire surface of the temporal fossa below the temporal line. Additionally, some fibers are originate from the temporal fascia, and this muscle divided into anterior and posterior part. Anterior fibers are run inferiorly, almost vertical direction, and posterior fiber are directed horizontally. Both anterior and posterior fiber converge into a narrow tendon, runs medial to zygomatic arch, and these tendon insert onto the apex and medial surface of coronoid process of the mandible. So this muscle is broad muscle. The innervation of this temporalis muscle by the anterior, middle and posterior deep temporal branches of the anterior trunk of the mandibular nerve B3. So it's supplied by the trigeminal nerve. The blood supply of this temporalis muscle mainly comes from deep temporal branches of maxillary artery and middle temporal branches of superficial temporal artery. So it's supplied by the maxillary artery and superficial temporal artery. Masseter muscle is rectangular muscle, arises from zygomatic arch and insert on the lateral surface of ramus of mandible at the angle of mandible. It's having two parts. The superficial part arises from maxillary process of zygomatic bone and inferior word of zygomatic arch anterior to third part is the superficial part, and deep part arises from the inferior surface of zygomatic arch posteriorly, and these both superficial and deep part insert on the lateral surface of ramus and angle of the mandible, and blood supply is mainly coming from the mesenteric artery branch of maxillary artery, and its nerve supply coming from the mesenteric branch of the trigeminal nerve, which is also used in the anastomosis of the fasciomesenteric nerve anastomosis. Medial pterygoid muscle is a third muscle of the TM joint. It's a quadrilateral in shape having two parts, superficial and deep head. Deep part form the bulk of the muscle and arise from the medial surface of lateral pterygoid plate of sphenoid bone and from the pyramidal process of palatine bone. So deep part arises from the sphenoid bone and palatine bone. The smaller superficial part arises from the maxillary tuberosity and grooved surface of the pyramidal process of palatine bone. These both part descend posterolaterally and insert to the triangular impression found on the medial surface of the ramus and angle of mandible. The fiber attached by a strong tendinous lamina that extend from inferior alveolar foramen superiorly, that is mandibular foramen, and to the myloid groove anteroinferiorly. So this attaches all the whole extend from the myloid groove to the mandibular foramen. This medial pterygoid muscle supplied by the mandibular nerve, that is medial pterygoid branch of mandibular nerve V3, and blood supply coming from the maxillary artery, pterygoid and buccal branches, and ascending palatine and muscular branch of the facial artery. The last muscle is the lateral pterygoid. It's fan-shaped muscle having two heads. Superior head is formed by the most supromedial fiber of muscles which originate from the greater wing of the sphenoid bone from the infratemporal crust. The inferior head is much wider and it originates from the lateral surface of lateral pterygoid plate of the sphenoid bone. So both head arises from the sphenoid bone. Fiber from both heads converge posterolaterally and in a horizontal plane. Insert on the pterygoid fovea on the neck of the condyle and articular capsule and articular disc of the temporomandibular joint. So it's insert on the temporomandibular joint. The inferior fiber insert into pterygoid fovea on the neck of the condyloid process of the mandible. The superior attachment onto the temporomandibular joint enable the muscle head to act on the superior compartment of the joint and to produce the gliding movement of the disc and mandibular condyle. The inferior head act on the inferior compartment of the TMJ and facilitate the hinge-like rotation of the mandible. So two movements because of this pterygoid muscle, superior compartment having gliding movement and inferior compartment having hinge type of rotation. And this muscle is innervated by the lateral pterygoid branch of the mandibular nerve and blood supply coming from the pterygoid branches of maxillary artery and ascending palatine branch of the facial artery.